Alafia, good day to all, love and light. My name is Ibun Oshun, also known as Africa Ma'abra, and today I'm going to be discussing some information that I collectively, presenting some information rather, that I collectively call division of the whole. This is going to be a series of episodes along that subject matter. So when you look up the definition of the word division, you'll find that it is the action of separating something into parts, or the process of being separated. Same way in school, when we learn how to divide, we're learning how to separate the whole. So my question is, why do we allow ourselves to remain divided, even on this side of knowing? Why do we desire control so much that we have to forcefully, and at times even angrily, attempt to force our mindset on others? Where is the freedom amongst the so-called awake? Your path is your path, and theirs is theirs. If we were all subtracted from the same source being the whole, then why do we feel like we should all be the same? If someone cut your body up into little pieces, would they all be the same? If the whole divided itself, then surely the different fractal aspects of that division will manifest in different ways, mindsets, and frequencies here on earth. We are pieces of the same puzzle. All puzzle pieces are not the same, but they fit within the same picture. Are all of your body parts the same? Do they do the same job? No, they don't. Our organs even have different frequencies. The heart has its own nervous system. Now, if the nerves carry impulses, then the heart has its own wiring that causes its impulses to be carried only within its circuit. Likewise, although we all may call ourselves awake, we all will not have the same frequency or impulses. If you're someone that's considered to be a quote-unquote heart of the movement, then your impulses will differ from someone who is quote-unquote the feet of the movement. You're connected to different circuits. You have different wiring. They're on the nervous system for the whole body, but you're a heart. You have your own wiring. My mom told me something in my younger days. She was like, Africa, why are you trying to get that cat to bark? It's a cat. No matter how much you try to teach it to be a dog, it's not a dog. It's a cat. It does not bark. It meows. And that was a valuable metaphoric lesson that I learned and applied from that day on in my thinking, in the way I move, and in the way I deal with people. If you're a heart, then you can't expect others to have the same impulses as you. They have something else going on. They have a different job that keeps them on a different frequency. That's who they're supposed to be. Let them be who they are supposed to be. You be you. Work on you. Perfect yourself. And ascend to the highest state of mind that you can. And encourage others to ascend to be the best version of themselves that they're supposed to be. Not be you. They can't be you. Everyone isn't a heart. A doctor does not spend his time learning how to draw blood in medical school. It's very brief. They don't spend a lot of time on that at all. Doctors don't normally draw blood in a medical setting. The nurses, phlebotomists, and medical staff do. Now, he does have knowledge of the process, but the doctor does need blood drawn to do his job, however. They're all parts of the same source of care, that is the medical system. Yet they have different jobs that cause them to work together, but independently, for the same desired mission. It's all about the heart, or love is what they taught you. What they told you this earth experience was supposed to teach you. For those who identify themselves as Moors and use that title to solely define your being, the Spanish term for love is amor, phonetically speaking, the same as amor. Yet where is the display of that incarnation of love that you're supposed to be to your brethren when you mentally deceive and enslave them the same way your oppressors did? Your love for and acceptance for them as being a being that stems from the same source should cause you to be driven by love and not finances when considering giving them the piece of the puzzle piece of freedom that your school of thought has to contribute. This is because you know they also have a puzzle piece that you need. The puzzle pieces are these different schools of thought. We must appreciate the division of the pieces and come together to construct the whole picture. We have Hebrew Israelites, Muslims, comedians, and non-identifiers all claiming to have it all figured out, and downing one another. We have all these groups telling us what is right and wrong. Why? How do we not see that we're still operating from the religious programming of our oppressors by doing this? Most of you still have your determination of what is right or wrong stemming from the same religious mindset that you claim to have been freed from. You may not even realize that you're doing it. You don't even see it. What does it mean to be free? Where is the liberty in consciousness that we were supposed to attain on this side of knowing? Where is the love? You have so-called conscious straight men and women hating the conscious gay and lesbian population. Why? When your oppressors see both of you as just another nigger, no matter what gender you're sexing. And even deeper, knowing that some of our male ancestors were raped by their masters, therefore this thing called being gay was forcefully imparted into their gene pool at one time. Why do you hate them for being a victim of the same detestable tactics used to break your bloodline spiritually? Let's look at it like this. Let's say you and I and a bunch of others went on a trip. We were on a boat trip. The captain of that boat was responsible for making sure all of the boat's parts were in working order. But the captain, not only did he not do that, he purposefully sabotaged it, purposefully caused some things to go wrong. And then the boat malfunctioned and began to sink. And people got thrown off the boat. We're all thrown off the boat, injured, floating in the waters of the abyss. You just got a little nick on your arm. But this brother over here, the rudder flew close to him, and he got his whole leg taken off. Would you sit there and blame him because he doesn't have a leg, because he's more severely injured than you, or because he's injured in a different way? Would you think that you're better than him because your injuries are different from his? Or would you be upset at the sole fact that the captain of this boat has sabotaged and has made sure that you all were hurt in one way or another. Does your level of enlightenment keep you from daring to think of it from that vantage point? And if so, then how do you call yourselves awake? Women, do you think that all lesbians want every woman they see? Men, do you think all gay men type? Do you think that all gay men's type is just any man? Is it that way amongst straight folks? No, it isn't. I know I don't go around lusting for and desiring every man I meet, no matter how fine he may be. And all men do not desire every woman they see just because she is a woman or just because she got a donk. A lot do, I know, but not all. There are those of us operating from different wiring. The wiring of the heart that has a different nervous system, so it's giving us different impulses. Most won't say it, but the hate for that group of people, for the gay and lesbian population, stems from the Christian Bible that says a homosexual will not enter the kingdom of heaven, or they say it goes against nature. Okay, well, the bonobo chimpanzee that's native to Africa, the males in that species, they greet one another by sword fighting with their penises. The females lick one another's vaginas. You know, dogs sniff each other, down there. So this is some similar behavior in nature. I know some of you are thinking, oh, well, the white man comes from monkeys. That's not us. That's not us. We're not supposed to be animals. But it's somewhere in nature is the point. Did the white man force the animals to be that way? If you say we are the original man, and then who did nature learn that behavior from? There's so many answers that you and I don't have. So why do you walk around like you have it all figured out and try to force someone to follow you in your now awakened state of ignorance? And I say ignorance because you're still ignoring that you are only a key factor. My grandmother, my dad's mother, she was a super Christian. And she used to sit on her porch with her megaphone preaching. She used to come wake us up. Well, not necessarily wake us up, but come in the middle of the night in your bedroom while you sleep, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and lay her hands on you and say, God wants you to get right. God wants you to get right. Like, this is how deep she was into that school of thought. She had 2 dogs named Smokey. I forgot the other one's name. They were male dogs. Well, one day out of the blue, after Smokey and the other dog being around each other, Smokey decided to start trying to hunt the other dog. I think his name was Midnight. I don't remember. Yeah, so and from then on, every day he was trying to hunt this other dog. And my grandma, she would be like, Smokey, you stop that. And she even, went so far as to try to cast the homosexual spirit out of the dog. Somewhere in that dog's genetic programming, that behavior was switched on and it began. What put it there? How did it get there? Who programmed it there? What she was trying to do is change something that she could not explain, that she was not the source of, and that her spiritual and religious programming taught her that the source she comes from was not the source of. So she felt the need to change it and to make it think like her, instead of letting it be who it was supposed to be, a dog. What is the basis of your anger or non-acceptance for someone who isn't like you? For someone who may be conscious and awake or on that path and identify as being gay or lesbian sexually? Most say it ain't right or it's killing us. We can't reproduce that way. Or I like this one. This is my favorite. God said, be fruitful and multiply. A lot of us come from Christianity, and we don't even see that we're still allowing things from that state of indoctrination to govern us, to keep us bound, to keep us divided, to keep us from loving one another, to keep us from coming together in unity because of who and what we are, to keep us from accepting each other for who they are as a fractal piece of the same source that you are. We don't even see it. We don't even see that we're doing it. Can't smell the stink of our own crap. Do we not see it? And our ego is so big that when we're made aware of it, some of you, you'll hear this and attempt to lie to yourselves and say, nope, that ain't me, or justify your reason for your stance in being in segregation, being segregated from your brothers and sisters. You'll validate it and drum up another excuse to remain that way instead of letting the medicine in this message heal you. Instead of allowing these words to do what they are supposed to do so you can ascend, you'll justify it. You allowing these words to change you, it's not from me. I don't even like being in the public eye. I let folks be themselves. I love to be underground. I don't want followers. But when the nervous system that I'm wired to sends the impulses that it's time to display and teach unconditional love amongst my brethren, then that's what I have to do. I can't do anything else. It's how I'm wired. So I got to set my selfish hermit ways aside, because I'm definitely a hermit, and come out of my hiding place. It's the only reason that I'm doing these podcasts. The division amongst us, I can't stand it. It's depressing, disheartening. Makes me feel like, why? Why even bother? You can't even tell them. You can't even show them. They won't listen. They have it all figured out. Everybody wants to be the next master teacher. Everybody's trying to get people to follow them. And they ain't going nowhere but to more division. Falling in deeper and deeper into a state of mind that is utter confusion and chaos. I mean, what is the basis of your anger or non-acceptance of a person because they're not like you? Or why do you base your acceptance on who someone chooses to have sex with in the privacy of their bedroom? Why do you care? Why do you want to control another's sexual activities that you're not a part of and that you say you don't desire? You know, you be fruitful and multiply, defenders. How you call yourselves awake and you say that you're a God, we're sons, etc. S-U-Ns. But you're angry at or even scared of things and situations that cause us to leave this realm or keep one from coming back to this realm. You're a son. You're not supposed to dwell on earth, but from afar and to light and nourish the earth. How does a son want to live on an earth that is thousands of times smaller than it? On that earth, you're only a ray of light. But at home, you are the light. If this dimension known as earth is not your home, then why are you fighting to stay here? Better yet, why are you mad that there are people who do not wish to repopulate and have their seed continuously incarnating in this place? If on this side of awakening and knowing, you're supposed to know that the Bible is not inerrant or literal, then what if be fruitful and multiply is an order telling you to join with another and bear spiritual fruit. You're supposed to be of a higher mindset, but you're thinking about human fruit. You're supposed to be multiplying in spiritual fruit, yet you are not. You're stagnant. We're stagnant. How are you a spiritual being who's always taking things literal, looking at the physical, and can't think outside of human earthly experience, son? We surely need to rise from this lower frequency and thought process that we deem to be the mindset of an awakened and aware individual, because it is not. You're still not creating your own reality. You're still not governing yourselves. And you're not only not creating your own reality and governing it yourself, but you're trying to create another's reality and erect yourself as master over them, the same way your oppressor did you. You're still beating them and cracking the proverbial whip on their backs when they don't do what you want them to do. Say what you want them to say. Be who you think they should be. Present themselves how you think they should present themselves, etc. That's what you're doing. We even now have the blame game going on amongst black men and women. I mean, how do we call ourselves enlightened and we do not see the different ways that the system tries to create division amongst the so-called awake, just in more tactful ways? How does blaming each other bring us together? Anybody perpetuating that mess is either just dumber than that chicken from Moana, hey, or they're an agent sent to infiltrate and sow discord in the movement. Bottom line, the power, the change, and elevation that comes from a union of the black male and female together, both ascended to the best versions of themselves that they can, is the most powerful source on earth. Your enemy knows this, which is why they keep the division going. Keep sowing discord, and that keeps your ego ascending while your growth and wisdom remains stagnant. Your opposing forces know that when the two of you come together, and then others follow your lead and do the same, and remain in loyalty to that love and union, there is nothing that will be impossible for your kind. Nothing. When you're on one accord. That's why the division was put in place. That's why so many fight to keep it going. But division of the whole was necessary so that source can experience life from different vantage points. When we pieces come together, we create the full picture that is puzzling us. Division is supposed to bring us together, not keep us divided or make us envious. Bring us together in the sense that we see each other as something that we may lack, and we connect with that being so that we can get what we need to construct the complete picture. You search out a spouse because you feel something is missing, and you choose said spouse based on you identifying in them that quote unquote something you need. Then you join with them so you can spiritually get what you need and be fruitful and multiply with them. We need to recognize that we can't all be the same if we're to come out of this puzzled state of mind that we so-called awakened beings have ascended to and then paused. We have stopped evolving. We must come together so that revolution can begin, or re-evolution, meaning to evolve again. The adversity and hate that we face in this country and abroad as melanated beings should cause us not to judge each other like the world judges us, and from the state of mind that we were given to operate from before coming into enlightenment. The mission is to improve self. You save the world by saving yourself from yourself. And guess what, beloved? You're so spiritually funky, deplorable, and unclean inside that it's supposed to take you a lifetime to get it right. You were so seriously mind-fucked by religion that it will take a lifetime for you to deprogram your mind from the mentality given to you by those who oppressed you. You have so much to govern, correct, and control in self that you really shouldn't have a lot of time to devote to controlling another's life. That is, if your heart is truly in the mission at hand. Some of y'all think you've arrived, yet have made nor displayed true change. If the epitome of awareness is what I see today, then there's no reason or no motivation to keep going. You've arrived. And if this is it, I don't want it. You need to join your peace with another's peace, and then another, and then another. Receive them for the heart that they are, and stop judging one another for them being who they're supposed to be. To the hearts of the movement, continue to pump blood, continue to give life, continue to love. To the feet of the movement, continue to move us forward. To the ears, continue to hear when truth is calling you to correction. In doing so, we can construct the beautiful image that is the epitome of knowledge, wisdom, and overstanding incarnate. We can assemble that thing that we are fractal pieces of called God. We are capable of that assimilation. The true image of what is called God, Allah, the Most High, Olodumare, etc. That image is love for our brethren. Let's give the system back their image of who they say we are, who we were told to think we are, and who we're supposed to be on this side of knowing. Let's drop this atomic bomb of love, loyalty, and unity on the earth and watch it go up in the flames of the fire unleashed from the solar flares of the suns that are we. All of creation is waiting for the sons of God to assemble and take their place back in the heavens to light and nourish the earth. I say all this in love to give you light and life. Until next time, I'll end this with, don't follow me. I only come to lead you to be able to lead yourself to being the best version of you that you can be. Ashe-o.